I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I heard you know so-and-so, you not a threat, cause I really know so-and-so, they like my family, so they go pretend that they cool till they bust at your motherfucking chest. I'm getting gutter, my flow been like butter, my check in the bank, they see the number. All of my haters feel one of two ways, really upset or they show some respect. I can't even think about it, I've been up, so read about it, no beat around it, straight to it, no ring around it. You coming for me, we'll see about it, we'll never see it when I get my feet up. 100 meters where I run the field, and go for chinging on a manapia. I had to re-up on a reel, so you stay defeated, and put it back into the bit, cause I don't really need it. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I had to put all their egos in check. You're not entitled to anything else. I get 10 years of this under my belt. Your art is an art, they don't feel it, and nobody hears it. Initiative stay on the shelf. Your ego done got in the way. It gotta die today. It gotta go. You should be happy I lighten the load. The weight of your arrogance, heavy as stone. I make an appearance, they already know. That chip on your shoulder gon' crumble and fold, yeah. It's not a secret that you have been fearing the shit that I'm on. So you back to the brag and the boast. But I'm in a class of my own. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check.
No, I'm just fucking with you. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Drone Brews. This is our Christmas special, and I am remote for this episode, so we are completely remote. I am relying on the internet off of my cell phone to make this stream possible. Hopefully it works. If not, we may have to cut this short. Tonight, we're drinking Spaceman. Yay. So good beer. Back. Come on, Panasonic, back. Panasonic autofocus. It's amazing. Let's bring in Eddie. What's good, man?
What's up? I'm over here cracking up behind the backstage.
Why is that?
Because this is OriginaldoBo 2017 right here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. You got
the Yeti mic.
The Yeti mic. Hey, we're trying to make do with whatever we can. You know, when you travel, I put together this little mobile setup. I have like a light sitting on top of the camera. Camera's running off the battery. I'm watching it to make sure it doesn't deplete. So it's working so far. And so far, I think it is okay. The stream is probably going to be a 720p playback. So when the stream is over, it'll be 720p. And I'm only streaming 720p because I didn't want to risk 1080p. And then my dad just called me before the stream started. So I was like, get off the phone with me. You're screwing up the bandwidth. So
you look good though in 720.
Yeah, man, 720 looks good. I mean,
you got that baby skin.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. I see, man. There's a lot of fans, man. A lot of fans of the Lips FPV over here.
I know that became a thing. I might have to change my channel name officially. Lips FPV.
Yeah. So I figure we'll have a conversation tonight. We're going to talk about the drones of this past year. Talk a little bit about CES because there's a lot of controversy surrounding CES 2022. Sort of depressing news actually surrounding CES. So figure we'll talk about that as well. But really quickly, I just want to go through and greet the chat because I see there's a lot of people in here tonight. So far, there is 56 people watching right now. Let's go ahead and start off. We got Idaho Quadcopter. I said Matt Bagwell, Leonard Oglesby, Quadcopters and Tech. I see Kevin Barksdale, Yellow Rose Drones, Fly High, Wisconsin. Arco Drone Solutions, Captured Life Connection. I see Michael Belshie's here. Thank you, sir. I just, it's funny. I was unpacking my suitcase. Michael Belshie gave me challenge coins, and I forgot they were still in my suitcase from Spin Up. So thanks, Michael, for those challenge coins. We got Jake's Drone Life. Let's see. We have who else we got here? We got Until Maxwell Rotors. He says, wow, 360p. Well, hey, it's better than no P. It's better than no P. I see Lon's here, Micro Ireland, Matt Guess, the Steve FPV, and Leo Can 125. So quite a few people in the chat tonight. So thanks so much for joining me. This is our holiday stream. The best it can be, the best it will be for what we're working with. Eddie, you have been experiencing some serious problems with your Mavic 3 Cine. Why don't you tell me what's going on with that?
Yeah, we chatted a little bit earlier, and I actually have an update that you don't even know. So my Mavic 3, ever since I did the last firmware update, has just been consistently disconnecting from the RC. It doesn't matter if I have, it doesn't matter if it's right in front of me, right on the ground, on my desk, and I just boot it up. It disconnects. Worst of it all is when it disconnects while I'm up in the air flying. That has happened to me multiple times, where I'm like, either 500 to 1,000 feet away, and I just get RC disconnected from aircraft, or aircraft disconnected from RC. And this all happened after the latest firmware update. And then I went ahead and reinstalled the firmware on the actual Mavic 3. I did it on the RC Pro. I booted it up, and immediately at my desk, I see my image. Then aircraft not disconnected to RC. It's like frustrating. Then I know I chatted with you, and I remember my neighbor just bought an Air 2S. So I knocked on his door and I say, hey, can I borrow your remote just for a quick second? I want to test out this drone and see if I can buy into your remote. I did that process. I had no issues initially. I took off. As soon as I hovered up, aircraft disconnected from RC.
Will it let you roll back to the previous update before the one that they just pushed out?
I didn't try. I believe it may or may not. You know how DJI is with rollback. But then if I do that, then I'm losing out on the hyperlapse. I'm losing out on everything else.
It's one of those things that I feel like they still have not flushed out all the bugs. I feel like there is just so much still not fixed. But when you're troubleshooting something, you sort of sometimes have to downgrade to test it. So the only way you're going to know is it the aircraft or is it the drone itself? Because if you're going to send it in or return it, don't you want to know?
Yeah, but I figured, you know what? I already packed it up. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to do an exchange at Best Buy. I called DJI, and DJI is like, yeah, send it in. We'll send you a replacement. I'm like, yeah, but what are you going to send me? A refurbish? And they were like, yeah, most likely. And that's uncomfortable as a consumer. I paid $5,000. I don't want a refurbished product less than 30 days of ownership, So luckily, Best Buy still has the holiday return policy. I'm going to just go ahead. No Best Buy store has a sending package in stock.
Right.
I'm just going to give it to them. They're going to order me a new one. I already called them, and they're going to ship it. I should have it in about 10 days.
Well, I have the RC Pro with me. I haven't really flown a crazy amount with the latest update, but I was getting disconnects, and I just chopped it up to the area I was in because I was in the city. So I switched back over to the standard controller, and I didn't have any disconnects. But to save space and time and aggravation, I decided that I was going to just bring the RC Pro for this trip. And then after talking to you, I was sort of like, crap, did I make a mistake? Because the last thing I want that to have happen is that thing disconnect. I'm in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? The thing about the Mavic 3 that frustrates me so much is the fact that I just don't trust it. I don't have the same sort of confidence with it that I have with my Air 2S. Like my Air 2S, I know what to expect. Like I know what it can and can't do. I know its limitations, and knock on wood, it has yet to let me down in a way that I felt like I was going to either A, lose it, or B, put it at risk. So I think that DJI still has a lot of work to do to make the Mavic 3 whole. But here's something to consider when we start talking about some of these problems that we've had with the Mavic 3 is that DJI was put on an entity list last year, like right after, it was a little bit after the Air 2S was produced. After the Air 2S, DJI entered that entity list where companies couldn't supply products to DJI. So like chip makers couldn't send them products. So everything that DJI is sourcing for their products now, none of these products come from any American suppliers. It's funny because people think, oh, it's a Chinese drone. They don't source any components that are American, developed, but that's not true. There's a lot of components that come from the States that build Chinese products. They get it at a discounted rate. But I wonder if we're seeing so many problems because of the quality control with some of these Chinese product, like the Chinese components that are put into this drone.
Could be.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely could be. But you know
Yeah.
what? The Mavic 3 has its flaws, and I'm working on a video that I'm
Yeah.
releasing soon, hopefully by tomorrow. The Mavic 3 has its flaws, but when you look at the stability of the camera, like I flew it by the beach, 35-mile-per-hour winds, and
Yeah.
the hyperlapse that I got straight out of camera, you don't even need to process it through
Looks
post.
amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so stable, right? Just the aerodynamics of the drone, the way it handles itself. It's I want it to resolve itself. I
Right.
want to, because I'm not giving up on the Mavic 3. It's too good to give up based on
Well,
what's out there.
and that's the thing, is like there's a lot of shortcomings with it, but it still produces an amazing image. But it's just frustrating as a consumer because you sit there and you pay for this.
Yeah.
And like you said, it cost, $5,000 as a whole. Now the drone itself obviously didn't cost $5,000, but when you're looking what you paid for it collectively, you're sort of like, wow, that was a lot of money. Did I really need to spend this much? I bet you if the Mavic 3 non-cine version came out with the RC Pro first, I bet you would have bought that.
Oh
And
yeah.
you probably wouldn't feel as bad because you're like, yeah, it's like $3,000, but it's still nothing to cough at. But still, it's it's $2,000 less, and it doesn't feel
Yeah.
quite as bad when something happens. That's the worst feeling, when you spent a lot of money on something and then you're having problems like that. That's just the most frustrating thing.
Yep, it's nerve-wracking. And the final point that I'll make on the disconnect is,
Yeah.
what's even more alarming for me is I read a thread on a Facebook group where there's a guy that's having the same issue that I'm having. However, when he, because it'll recover and you'll regain signal again.
Right.
It's sporadic. You don't know like when. Like for me at the beach, there was one point where I got signal back like within, I want to say, 30 seconds. There was another point where I got signal back like within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But for the gentleman online, I was reading the thread. I forget which group was it, but it's one of those official, blah 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 groups. Um, his home point is updating once he reconnects, and that's scary shit, man.
So that's funny you say that, because Mike, my buddy Mike with Accelerated Heights, is experiencing the same thing. He's like, dude, when it disconnects, the home point establishes at the reconnection point, but not from where the pilot is, which I think is scary in a sense, right?
Right?
So, I mean, that's a problem in itself. I mean, I just feel like there's a lot of widespread issues. I mean, I've been perusing the forums, perusing groups, and just seeing the complaints from people that are piloting this, and there's just too many. It's I hate to say it, it's absolutely unacceptable. And as the largest manufacturer, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Like, it's absolutely unacceptable to have this many problems with a product that costs this much, and that you claim that you are the leader in the drone space as far as progressive developments and products goes, and you're producing something that there's just more flaws than I think they intended. And again, that may be because it wasn't widely tested enough. I don't think. I don't know, or the tests were too controlled.
Yeah. But I'm a DJI fanboy at heart, and
Yeah.
there there's there's still a majority out there that have zero, or claim to have zero issues with
Yeah,
their Mavic
but
3.
the apologist will have a problem, and they will just bury it down, and they won't say
Yeah,
anything. And
that is
those are the absolute worst for the fucking hobby, because those people are the reason why products never get better, because they don't say that there's a problem when there is a problem, because they're so biased and blind to the purchase that they made. that like they think they're doing. Like DJI does not give a fuck about you as a consumer. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about anybody. They care about what's at the bottom line of their profit at the end of the year. That's all they care about. That is all they care about. End of story. They don't care about the consumer, period. They don't do this because it's fun. When they first started building drones, it was a passion, but now it's a business. And to be in business, that's all you have to care about is business. It's something that they don't care about. So, and I don't care, I don't care what anybody says in regards to that. I'm just calling it like it is with that. And people can get mad, but those are the fanboys. Those are the fanboys, true and through. All right, so we started seeing some pop-ups come from Autel. I saw that there was an unboxing. It was an overseas unboxing of the Nano. Sort of weird. Same guy that got his hands on the Xeno drone. Same person. So I don't know if it's somebody who's close to a distributor. I'm not really sure. I started getting emails from a distributor stating that my drone was going to ship. They were supposed to have one in my hands like last week, and it never came. So I'm not really sure, what the deal is with that. I think they're holding those cards tight till they get to CES. That's when they're going to do the release of obviously the Nano and the light version. So I think it's just going to be, a wait and see type of thing. Right now, I know that no dealer has the drones in stock right now at all. There's no CE versions. There's no FCC versions in the States right now, other than what's going to CES. And that we were supposed to have units shipped to us after CES. But I don't know. I don't even know if CES is going to happen right now.
What do you think? I know that a lot of companies are pulling back, right? Or limiting their presence at CES.
Yeah. So there's a lot of companies obviously limiting their presence at CES due to the Omicron variant, which I don't know. I guess I'm sort of beside myself on it, like, because CES has never been about the influencers. Like, it's not about us, right? It's about new technology being launched, and that, buyers, brands, stores that sell these products get a chance to go hands-on and see the bleeding edge technology and decide whether or not it's something that they want to support and sell. Like, that's what CES really is, to have announcements for companies that don't necessarily have announcements, or don't have the scale to have an announcement, or they are too small to have a massive announcement to push their product. I mean, that's really what CES has always been. So I don't know. So right now, T-Mobile, Amazon, Facebook have all pulled out. Like, they're not going to have any presence there whatsoever. Now, is that a big deal? Not really. Now, if Google pulls out, and I would say if Google pulls out and Samsung pulls out, I can see them canceling it with those two brands, because they're spending a lot of money. They're spending a lot of money. So I think if they pull out, I think then it's over. I think then it implodes on itself, So I don't know. But I know Autel was going to have like this big booth. They're going to raffle off these drones there. Wouldn't that be something if you can win one of these drones before you can actually buy one? That would be like an ultimate smack in the face. That's the typical Autel thing. They were giving, when the Evo 1 was launched, they were giving away Evo 1s at CES 2018 before you could even buy them. Crazy. Which I thought that was pretty funny.
And you know what? Now that you mentioned that, there was a random Twitter post where they were encouraging people to vote for their Nano Light as their #1 drone.
How? Did you see that? How can you vote for something that nobody has? Like, that's the most asinine thing.
Yeah.
That I've seen. So like, when we look at,
the people bashed them on that thread.
Oh, God, I hope
people are going in and hammering them.
What do you think? For me, the #1 drone this year has to be the Air 2S. Even the Mavic 3, I think, sort of pales in comparison to the Air 2S release. I think the Air 2S was the perfect release this year. Price-wise, quality-wise, all the way around the board, I think that the Air 2S, for me, is the #1 drone, right? That's the #1 drone.
I would think so. I think it's the number one well represented drone where the
Correct.
consumers are satisfied. You don't hear any complaints or gripes about the Air 2S. But what else did come out? I was thinking about that question as we joined the stream. You know, what else did come out in 2021?
2021. Let's see. Um,
We had the
not a lot.
no, that Evolve, I
The
guess, came
Evolve
out,
and that
right?
and that flatlined.
Right.
The Evolve 2 flatlined like immediately after departing. I mean, that was a return to sender immediately.
Yeah. The Sony Air Peak, but that's not for us.
You know, the Sony Airpeak, I mean, that came out, but again, that's sort of an interesting drone, not really for a consumer, not for a hobbyist, not for really anybody actually. I mean, that's such a weird drone in itself. I guess you can say the Altel V2 came out, but they never actually put the V2 versions out into anybody's hands. You can get the enterprise version, but not the physical V2. I thought that was interesting.
Right. The
Uh,
V Copter.
yeah, V Copter came out, and I think DJI FPV made a big splash
All
this year.
right. DJI FPV.
Yeah,
That's right.
The DJI FPV drone made a big splash. I think that's like number 2 on the
Yeah,
list.
I
I
would
think
say so.
that did a lot of good for the hobby because it got a lot of people interested in FPV that normally wouldn't have considered flying because they would be like too afraid or not know where or how to start. So I think DJI FPV was definitely a drone that pushed the needle pretty damn far.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Yeah.
I think that was a good drone.
Yeah, the FPV population definitely increased. Just based on that drone. Everyone that I know that bought the DJI FPV for the most part has transitioned over to a normal, a normal quad.
Yeah, it was a good start. It was a good starting point. Like it was a good starter drone to just get people, um, you know, into into the hobby, just like get their feet wet and figure out exactly, what if this was something that they wanted, And I think for the price that they were charging, it was pretty reasonable. Right now you can get them for like $999, which is a steal because you get the goggles and the whole thing, which is pretty incredible if you add up everything that you would need to spend to get a working FPV build, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely interesting. So I really don't consider the Xeno drones like when we talk about new releases because they put out a new one all the time. I don't take Xeno serious, I don't take them serious in the space because they put out a lot of shitty products, very poor research on their part. Their customer service is a joke. Same thing with the Xiaomi, the Fimis. I don't really consider those like I don't take them serious, like because I would never tell somebody to buy one. And because I would never tell somebody to buy one based upon their support and the performance, I wouldn't want. I would just feel bad if anybody bought one. I really would. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm doing a quick Google search because I thought that I mean the Hubsan Micro Four Thirds drone. I thought it was released already,
Yeah,
but
what are they're calling that? What, the Night King? That's what they're calling that. What a weird name. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it the Night King. Is that my understanding? I don't know.
no, I don't see a name for it. I'm looking through this article.
Yeah.
But I think the Air 2S definitely dominates
Yeah,
for
I think the
sure.
Air 2S definitely does. And I mean, we'll see what next year brings. I mean, maybe there will be better brands. Maybe there will be, more competition. I think, we're at a good refresh cycle for Skydio to release something new. Um,
Yeah,
we're going on year number 2 on the Skydio, the S2. So I think that they are poised to release something new at this point. Like whether it's, they're a tough one though, because I don't know if they're going to go in the direction for hobby, for consumer line, or if they're going to still maybe say, well, there's no money in the consumer lineup. We're going to still, forge forward with the commercial line. I think they can strike a balance between both, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited to see what they bring.
I agree. And there's rumors out there that they're working on something.
So Quadcopters Tech says, so the now shipping letters everyone got from Altel Direct orders are a lie. That I don't know. I haven't seen anything, and I can tell you firsthand that I haven't been able to get any stock in my hands. I have not been able to get any stock in my hands from Altel. So just putting that out there. I didn't get it. I can't get any stock and I can't get any ETAs. So I would find it very odd that they would ship these before CES. And if somebody was able to get one in their hands, I would be shocked. I really would be shocked. But I don't see that as the case. So I just don't think. So that's just my guess on that. I was looking, trying to get confirmed shipping from them, and they just not having it. So I don't know. Skydio has tons of R&D money from the U.S. Army. I'm sure there's going to be something soon. Yeah, I agree that there will be something soon. It's just a whether or not that something soon will be something for the commercial world, or it will be something that will be commercial and hobbyist alike. I think that Skydio's gotten smart to the fact that, hey, there's a lot of money in the commercial sector. There's not a lot of money in putting something out for a hobbyist to use, because the hobbyist has got to think about what they want to spend. In the commercial sector, somebody can just say, hey, write me a PO, and there's millions of dollars more behind that. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Evo 2 Pro got an update. Have to do the update tomorrow. The Evo 2 Pro did get an update. Smart controller for them also received an update. I haven't flown that in a hot minute. Javier says, you have a chimney? It's cold in Florida. If you were late, I am not in Florida right now. So it's about, it's like 35. It's like 35 degrees out right now.
Crazy.
But I am not in Florida right now. Yeah, Skydio 3 would be cool. It'd be cool if they produced a Skydio that you can fly whenever. Like that's the biggest limitation with Skydio is sun starts setting and you couldn't fly it. That was sort of a bummer. You can't,
it's cool
you can't fly it.
if they figure out a way to make it a hybrid. Like
a hybrid.
Let me fly it as a regular drone, and then that traditional Skydio interface.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they can figure that out. I'm pretty sure they will. I mean, they've got some of the brightest minds in the industry, so there's no doubt that they're going to figure that out eventually.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
The drone that I was looking forward to in 2021 was that stupid Ring drone, where I can set it in my house and it can fly.
Yeah, whatever happened to that? Yeah. That just sort of fizzled. I can't even find anything on there right now.
And I think that was last year's CES where they announced that drone, and it never really happened. But that was something that I definitely wanted to buy in 2021.
Yeah, dude, that would have been cool. I would love to have something like that. I would put it in the house. I'd put it at the studio. Just to have one camera essentially. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm hoping stuff like that makes it to CES. But like I said, at this point, like I was telling you earlier, I'm not sure if we're going to go to CES at this point. I don't know if it's going to happen. If any more brands pull out between now and the 2nd, they have till the 2nd of January to decide whether or not CES is going to even move forward. If that cancels, that's going to suck. That's going to really suck.
That's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, because there's certain brands I think that will use CES as like a launch point, like Autel specifically. They use CES as a launch point. And that's when they're going to release their products for the most part. So we'll see. There was a lot of worries about privacy issues with the Ring drone. I think that, people like the privacy concerns just in general are sort of silly. You know what I mean? Like you give up a lot of privacy just signing up for Facebook. You all have YouTube accounts. You sign up for this. Like it's downloading information from your laptop, your phone, your computer. Like your digital information is more valuable than anything that a camera in your house could see. You're a very small grain of rice in the grand scheme of things. Like, I mean, as humans now today with social media, we give up more information now than ever. That just fuels a bigger problem. So I think, as far as privacy concerns go, I think that everything is compromised at this point, but it's more like, fuck it, who cares? Because what are you going to do? The ball is already rolling, you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
you can't even say anything near your phone, and all of a sudden you're getting advertisements for that.
dude,
Like literally.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, dude. I forgot what I was talking about with somebody the other day. It was a concert. We were talking about a concert. And next thing you know, in my Facebook feed is that concert that we were talking about. I was like, holy shit, I didn't even search for it. You know, it sucks. It
Yeah.
sucks. But that's just the nature of the beast today. So it is what it is in that regard. But I was trying to think, there was something else I was thinking about today. Can't even remember. Can't even really remember. I had a whole thing prepared. You know, what it was, we drove like freaking 5 hours today. My
Yeah, you look
mind is,
tired.
yeah, dude, my mind's mentally spent. I really didn't do a lot of driving. I only drove today. Where this cabin is, it's not the best solution because, dude, we didn't have the Jeep to drive up here, right? We drove our my wife's SUV, and
Okay.
pulling up into this area. One, it's a super narrow driveway coming up, and it's really, really steep. And then they put that like rock, that gravel in the driveway. You know what I'm talking about, like that
Yeah,
gray
yeah,
rock or gravel.
yeah, yeah.
So as soon as you pull in with the front wheel drive vehicle, your wheels just start spinning, which sucks. It sucks. And she was getting all freaked out. So she was like, I don't like this place. Why is it so high up? You know, so I was like, it looked like it was lower. It didn't look like it was this high from the photos. I don't know what to tell you. Prinks, appreciate you, brother. I appreciate that super chat, dude. I wish we had sounds or something to play, man. We don't have sounds. We got no soundboard today. You got a soundboard, Eddie?
I can press one button. I just don't know what it would do. You want me to try it?
Yeah, press a button, Eddie.
Let's see. Top left.
A few moments later.
I feel like that applies to us, man. I feel like that applies to us.
Oh man.
For sure.
Let's try one more. Just
press another one.
Let's see. There
That's
goes
not bad.
That's CES.
That's CES right there. Yeah, for sure. I'm still gonna go though. I'm still going. I'm gonna go.
There's so much to do. I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna go. Chad Ruff, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Chad says Merry Christmas. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate it. That's a bottle of that's some beer right there, man. This is actually pretty good. The Spaceman Pale Ale. It's made by a company called Innovation Brewery. It's pretty good. I like it. It must be it's a local brewery.
I'm sticking with some Goose Island IPA. I haven't had this in a while.
Oh, Goose Island? I haven't had Goose Island in forever.
Yeah. 5.9, not too bad.
Until Moldy Rotors said, did Billy fall again? He's talking about your sound effect. Oh, he must be talking about his skateboard. You know, I can't get on a skateboard again, dude. The electric skateboards, I can't do them anymore. After riding one wheels, I just can't get on the I don't ever want to get on a
electric board.
No. I don't trust them, dude. I don't trust them.
I find myself going back to my boosted. I don't know. There's something about the boosted board, although it doesn't have the range, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have all-terrain tires. It has those Thane wheels, but it's just something about riding a boosted that feels great.
Yeah, I mean, my boosted was good. I ate it a couple of times on that, but this Evolve board, the Evolve board literally scares the living shit out of me. It really scares me. I mean, the braking on it is so aggressive. I mean, I don't know. I can't deal with that. The Pint is really good. Oh, way too much. Now the Pint X has probably been my most favorite thing that I have ridden this year. The Pint X is my favorite. You know what I like about one wheel is it tells you when you're going to eat shit. Like it tells you, like, kick back. So as long as you're listening to your board, you're fine.
That's cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Bought a iFlight F6 the other day, trying to get away from the DJI stuff. They did a great job, got me hooked on FPV. Yeah, and that was what they were supposed to do, is get people hooked on FPV, and then you're supposed to go out and what the fuck, dude? Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't know what to make out of that.
I don't know. Like, what is that shit?
Yeah.
Like, nah.
But what people have to understand is when you say stupid stuff on this stream in particular,
Yeah.
like your message is gonna go through because I mean this is the wrench squad here. Like 90% of our population of our participants have a wrench and they'll be able to see it. But I mean, here you go. They're all doing the right thing and just banning the shit out of
Yeah,
that.
I mean, you can't say stupid shit like that and then expect nobody to take action. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just be a good human. Don't say stupid shit like that. Come on. Sky Story Studios, hey, Ken, happy holidays. Have a beer on me and coffee in the AM. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you, brother. I need to get a coffee in the AM. There is they have a Keurig here, but we tried it out and it was like sputtering. It wasn't working. I was like, crap. Now I gotta go get coffee in the morning because this isn't gonna fly. But it's just like I'm trying to limit how many times we go down this driveway because, man, it's sketchy. It is really sketchy. I'm gonna try to fly in the morning from here. I looked, airspace is clear. There's nobody around. I'm just gonna take up the Mavic 3 and see what's out there. See how far I am from that mountain ridge.
Cool. So you're not in Florida. What area are you in?
I am in Murphy, North Carolina.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you drove up there.
Yeah, we drove up here. You know, we were gonna take the Jeep up here, and then that whole situation occurred. And I was like, well, maybe I'll take the new one. But I was like, no, there's some things that I don't have on there that I need before we can go trucking across like a long trip. So yeah, I didn't take that. So in hindsight, I should have. Yeah, that's a fact. It's funny, dude. I'm still seeing people time out that Hopewell photography. That's hilarious.
People are laying that hammer down.
Yeah, he done. He done. Mr. Hap, he's done. See ya. They'll ban you every single time.
It's crazy though, because I mean he was active in the chat the whole time and then just out of nowhere, like that was a complete curveball.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Just don't say it, dude.
Yeah.
Try to find a place that serves liver mush. I don't know. Welcome to North Carolina. I got a guy from Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay. Big Water UAV Solutions. Thank you so much for a $5 super chat. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, for Hopewell's band. B-Man says, Merry Xmas, buddy. Grab a 6-pack on me. Looking forward to 2021. We're ripping. Yeah, I need to get back up to New York, Ed. I need to get up to the Northeast. Yeah. Here's my game plan. As soon after the baby's born, I think like February, April. No, well, not April. April I can't because April's the South Florida drone meetup. Maybe February. But February's cold, right? It's cold up there.
Yeah, February's it depends. I feel like we're gonna have a very cold season. So
yeah, you're gonna have a cold season.
Yeah, so I will probably wait till maybe.
I was trying to think when were we up there flying? When were we up there flying with Billy? Was that February? I feel like it was. We were filming the DJI FPV drone. Was that February? No, that was December. That was December. That was before Christmas.
Was it?
That was the first time. That's when we went to Reading, PA, I think. What's going on, Terry? Yeah, it's too cold for me, man. I tell you what, the first time I flew FPV when it was really cold I was on top of a ridge with Sean Oz. We were in Colorado, and man, it was so frigid. My hands were like ice. Couldn't feel the sticks. I thought for sure that FPV drone was going down. I remember my hands were so cold. Sean had to bring me back down. We were trying to defrost my hands because I felt like people were stabbing me with knives. That was a miserable experience. But that's why people put their hands in those warmers and they keep their RC in those like boxes. It makes sense now. I should have did that. I didn't do that. Fireball, eggnog. Yeah, I may have to do that. Working on building a house near you in Hernando Beach. Yeah, that is very close to me. I am in Spring Hill, so yeah, that is very close. Hernando Beach. I'm always out in Hernando Beach. March, like April, Floridians. Yeah, I'll get up there in March. March seems to be a good time to get up there. Snow's melting. I'll go up there. I want to try to fly in Pilgrim State one more time before they decide to tear anything down. I see B-Man's flow is just getting super, super
Yeah,
good.
B-Man released a really good video there.
I saw that. I gotta get back on that. It's the same thing I said about our Toronto chip. December, it's too cold. Yeah, I can't. I gotta stay where it's warm. Colorado was about as cold as I wanted to go, and that was in April. And that is not really that cold at that time of year. It's pretty warm. So South Florida drone meetup is happening in April 1st. So I'm going to go to that. I'm going to do that whole thing. And I think that'll be pretty good. But I like to do Pilgrim. I want to try to get I'm driving through Atlanta on Friday, and that's Christmas Eve. Maybe that'd be a good time. Or actually, no, we're driving back home Christmas Day. Maybe that'd be a good time to hit some places in Atlanta because nobody's going to be around.
Yeah, and Atlanta has like the best office spots. The best.
Yeah, for sure. And I brought 2 5-inch quads. I brought my Terraplane, and then I brought the Mavic 3. So I got 4 quads on me. 2 of which I feel are running. They're flying pretty good right now. Whoa, Chad Ruff, thank you so much, man. Chinese are not your friend. I have a story to back this. Please be happy with your DJI, but realize it comes with a price. I respect that. I mean, yeah, it's there's compromises being made. Billy just did an interview with Bloomberg. I don't know if anybody saw that. If you guys watch or read Bloomberg, Billy Kyle just did an expose with Bloomberg on the most recent events surrounding DJI. It's a good watch.
Yeah, that was a good video.
Yeah, it's a good video. I would go ahead and check that out. It's got a lot of information in there. Pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, and that's really anything. And something I keep seeing in my comment section is people seem to believe Autel is an American company. Still, they still think they are an American company. It drives me absolutely batshit crazy. I don't know how they're not on an NTD list. How are they not on an NTD list when they're produced in Shenzhen? They're the same. They're produced in the same city same province as DJI. Right?
Yeah, they're probably not as popular. Or they don't have a large market share.
Yeah, that could be it. Ben T, thank you so much. Says Merry Christmas, Ken and family from the Austin drone people. A lot of people. A lot of people from Austin. It's always fun every time I go to Austin to be able to fly everybody and hang out there. It's always good times. Yeah, it's just weird though. People don't really think about that when it comes to like Autel, or even for instance, X Dynamics. X Dynamics is a company produced out of Hong Kong. Now I know like Hong Kong is a little more like, westernized, but it's still, I don't know. I'm really shocked that we don't have any drones produced out of South Korea, actually. Like we have nothing. One of the largest cell phone manufacturers in the world is in South Korea, yet we don't have any drone manufacturers putting camp there.
It's true.
They have, Lon says they have the right lobbyists. I guarantee you, if they can't ship a fucking drone on time, they do not have lobbyists. They are not smart enough to have lobbyists. They are not. No, not a chance, fam. Not a chance. There's no way they have lobbyists. I don't buy it. You think they got lobbyists, Ed?
Nah, hell no. No.
There is no way. There's no way they have lobbyists. I don't know. Skydio. Does Skydio have lobbyists? I think so. Oh, hey, Russ. I see your Mr. 51 drones floating around the chat there.
Yeah, 51 drones. Russ. Howdy.
He's no stranger to the cold weather.
No.
What's going on? But how do you pronounce that name, Ed? I'm gonna butcher this one, bro. Babajao. Babajao.
I would say babajo, Spanish.
You think that's babajo?
Babajo, yeah.
Babajo. I sort of like it, dude. I like it. Babajo.
Yeah.
And if you say it fast, you can be like babajo.
Bajo. I see the beer's kicking in.
Yeah, babajo.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the chat, my friend. Yeah, I mean, if Samsung could produce a drone, I think that would be cool to see a Samsung drone. They have the resources, they have the manpower, and they're obviously they're a friendly, so they should be able to do it.
You know,
Uh,
now that you say that, I'm surprised Apple has not gotten into the creative space outside of phones. Like, make
Yeah.
a camera, make a drone, right? Make a camera and make a drone.
You know what it is? I think it's such a niche like thing. Like when you think about a drone, like we think it's big because we're into this hobby. But when you look at somebody like Apple and they say, well, all right, how much research and development are we going to have to put into developing this? And what is our ROI on this product?
That's true.
Is there enough of ROI to make this worth our research? Now, where Apple could capitalize is they say, well, we want to go into the drone space. We'll make a consumer product, and that consumer product is sort of our testing grounds, our proving grounds, but we actually have other plans for this product. Like we want to use it for delivery or for medical reasons or whatever the case may be, or they maybe want to make, I don't know. Who knows? It's Apple. They could do whatever the frick they want. But that would be the reasoning behind that. So they're always going to look at it from a business perspective and say, what's my ROI on making a drone? That's going to be what they have to think about. Lon put in the chat 9 to 5 said that there is there's a patent from Apple.
I just clicked on that link. It looks like it was from November.
Yeah, so let's see. So back in May 2020, it'd be interesting if they put out a drone. Who knows if we ever see it though? I don't know. Part of me thinks that Apple just wouldn't step into that space, that there's not enough revenue for them. Although the vertical is endless to produce a drone, the vertical is honestly endless. I don't see why they wouldn't, you know what I mean? I really don't see why they wouldn't. I mean, we need another competitor in this space because if you think about it, when I first started flying, you had Parrot, you had Autel for a while, you had Unique,
you
had DJI, you had GoPro, there was a couple of other companies. God, I can't even think of the name. 3DR was making drones. But there was another one, Walkera was making drones, and they still are, but they're in the commercial space. But they had a couple of hobbyist drones. So there was a lot of options at one point. And there were some off-brand options as well. And Hubsan was actually pretty big back then. They were making drones that people were like, oh, wow, I'll buy a Hubsan drone. But you don't really hear about that anymore. And now there's really like three brands making any sort of product, which, I mean, I guess what more do you need? But again, nothing really... you don't have options. You don't really have any real options. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want something that's a camera drone, well, what's your option? You can go DJI or you can go Autel, because I don't think anybody really wants to spend the money on the X Dynamics drone, and that thing's not proving, and they have no desire to fix anything or listen. So I don't know.
Or order a V-copter, which, by the way, there's a firmware update on that.
On the V-copter, there's a firmware update?
Yeah. I don't know what it fixes, but it's out there.
I just have a hard time justifying the price of that. It's $1,200. It's a lot of money for a bicopter. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money. That's a gamble.
Expensive. Yeah.
It's expensive. And the camera is not all that great. The flight characteristics are surprisingly good, though. Like, it flies actually really well, surprisingly. The distance, the range isn't great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. And then it's sort of like, well, what would I use it for? Would I use it to, do something professionally? No, I wouldn't use it professionally. So I don't know. I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think so. I would stay away from it.
Yeah.
Who made that Halo drone? Halo themselves? I don't know. Who made that drone, Ed?
No, I have no idea. I never even heard of a Halo drone.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to stay away from that.
Yeah, sounds like a toy grade drone for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of toy grade stuff out there, which I mean, it's fine. I mean, that's why I stepped more into the FPV world, because you have more options. From somebody who wants to fly, like with FPV, you can go so many different directions. And I was watching, I think it's Catalyst Machine Works. They just produced the Money Shot version 2, the Money Shot Mini V2. Did you see that video, Ed?
Yeah,
Dude, that thing's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That thing's
That
amazing. It's running iNav, and it can
Yep.
basically do everything. It can do everything that a GPS drone would do. It can
Mhm.
lock out. It can lock altitude position. It can do return to home like a GPS drone. Does all the things that you would want out of a drone, that with the safeguards, and it can carry a cinema camera, which is amazing. I
Yeah,
think that's amazing.
I was really impressed with the iNav, like the position
Yeah.
hold and how steady, like it locks in. It's not
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah, Catalyst Machine Works or Money Shot Cinema Drones, they have that dialed in so freaking well, what they're doing with iNav. It's really impressive. Like, I never gave iNav like a thought, but holy shit, they outdid themselves with that drone. They outdid themselves with that drone. I mean, they were carrying the red Komodo over water for quite a distance at some crazy speeds, and they weren't even batting an eye, which I think is pretty amazing. It's a pretty awesome video. B-Man says, you're all Fet Tech now. That new 50 amp Velux looks pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm all Fet Tech. I just leave my stuff. I don't float back and forth between different components. I just run Fet Tech ESE, Fet Tech flight controller. I just keep it super simple. My main thing is I want things just plug and play. And with 5 different rigs, I don't really have issues. People claim that Fet Tech has all these problems, but I think it's honestly the people who are building them create the problems. Like, if they don't double check their work, they don't solder things correctly, you're going to have problems. I've never had problems with that. Air Peak. Yeah, no, Air Peak I think is pretty much trash at this point. The flight time is garbage, and it's just it's overpriced for a company who hasn't brought a drone to the market before. It's hard for me to say, yeah, I'll give you, $15,000.
Yeah,
That's a gamble. I rather go with Free Fly at that point.
and I find it weird that they did not have any influencers, right? Like
Zero.
their whole Sony crew. Why not send this drone out to them and let them
Because
test it out, even as a loaner?
but half of them don't have their 107, and I think
That's
Sony
true.
realizes, all these vloggers, like they don't have their 107.
That's
They
true.
don't have their 107, and every time they incorporate a drone, technically, they're subject to the bullshit that I have to go through.
Yeah,
But you know what it is? It's that their audience is not a drone audience, so their audience doesn't know any better, so nothing ever gets brought up, right?
right.
That's the deal, is that like all these vloggers that incorporate drone shots, like I cringe. You know who's the worst when it comes to flying drones and incorporating video into a vlog? I bet you this is one I bet you won't guess. Take a guess.
You mean the worst in which way?
The worst in the way that they have no respect of airspace whatsoever.
I can't think of
The poker vloggers. These guys that do they vlog, they play cards, but they add B-roll. They add B-roll of them flying the Las Vegas Strip.
Oh
And
shit.
and I never comment on their videos because I like the vlogs. I like watching poker vlogs, but I never comment on their videos and say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," because they wouldn't understand. They don't understand that. But like, I cringe every time I see one of these guys flying the Las Vegas Strip, like over the Bellagio fountains or over the Paris, the Eiffel Tower at Paris in Vegas, because I'm like, oh my god, like the air traffic there for one is absolutely nuts. It's crazy because you have all the tour choppers going all over the place, and you have the airport, which is basically it's basically right there. The runway is on the backside of Planet Hollywood. I mean, you got the planes like taking off and landing right there. Like that's one of the runways. Yeah, that's the worst. So it's like every time I get a call from the FAA, I'm just like, what the fuck? I hope these other people are getting calls sometimes, I'm like, I don't want to be the only one having to explain myself. So,
yeah. Well, hopefully that eases up.
did you? Thanks, man. Thanks, CR. I appreciate you, bro.
CR in the house.
Everybody's saying $1 for Mr. X Factor. Did you just call him the Dominicano Mr. Steel? Did you just really call him?
Yeah. So Henry FPV for life is a good buddy of mine. We fly.
Okay.
He's Dominican.
All right.
Yeah, we fly together here locally. He's checking us out. Yeah.
All right.
He's the Dominican Mr. Steel.
Okay. All right. I can dig it. I gotta get up there. I gotta get up there and fly with you all, man.
Yeah. How cool would it be if everybody just starts to super chat $1 because Drone X Factor's in here?
Oh, super chat $1.
Oh, there you go. He started it. Holy crap!
He started it. You didn't even have to say it, dude.
Yeah.
Mr. X Factor with the $1 super chat. He's paying me back because I gave him that $1 in that vlog we did when we were up there in New York in October.
I know he owes me, he owes Tom, he owes Easy.
No,
CR.
I'm a part of his OnlyFans though.
Oh crap!
The OnlyFans, or is it Patreon?
I think he has both now. I think he upgraded.
He got both. He got OnlyFans and Patreon.
Yeah, and if you go to Flushing Meadows Park, you got to pay to enter.
You got to pay to enter Flushing Meadows Park.
You got to rent the space from him.
Oh, you got to. It's oh shit! QC guy did the one. I wish people could have been there when we were at that. Where we were at Pilgrim. Yeah, Pilgrim, and we were flying, dude. It was crazy. These guys, man, when they go out and fly, they have a table. They have the tables laid out. They have the donuts laid out. It was a good time. That was probably my most fun time flying. And being where we were, it was like we didn't have to worry about people coming up on us because there were so many people, around us, that you wouldn't have to worry about no gangs showing up there. Joe Fatello with the $1 super chat. Joe Fatello emailed me after last week's show because he's like, I gotta clear the air, man. I gotta clear the air with this. So he emailed me after the show last week because
because of the mix-up.
Yeah. And I knew he was joking. But I couldn't do anything because they had they hit him with the band hammer. Chad Ruff with the $1 in salute to X Factor. In salute to X Factor.
Drone X Factor is going to claim all these dollars.
Yeah, dude, I got to write Drone X Factor a check for all this $1, man. Like $1. He's copywritten like $1. Like he's copywritten $1. He's copywritten. It's funny. Lon said he's just minus $1.
Lon is crazy.
Yeah, for real. Chad B, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, dude. I appreciate you, brother. Chad says, happy holidays. I hope everybody does have a good Christmas. If you do plan on getting a new drone, hopefully nobody loses their drone on Christmas morning. Eddie, I feel like Christmas Day, I should be doing a stream midday, perusing the internet for everybody who loses a drone on Christmas Day. Yeah. Wow, what the hell? We got it. Here's another one. This guy, Vasily Kessel, just got hammered. He's gone. He's done. $1.99 super chat from Fly Zone Drones with a super sticker. Wow. Vasily Kessel. Did you see that though?
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Like so stupid, dude. Like you're gonna get banned. You know they're gonna ban you. There's more moderators than people that are not moderators in this chat. Like this is the most moderated chat on, and it needs to be because there's so much stuff we don't catch. Thank you, Matt, with the $5 super chat. We appreciate you, brother. There's so many people that are moderators on this chat that you're gonna get banned. You're
gonna get slapped like B-Man just said.
That was such a slap. Yep, slap. Stupid. I think
people get a kick out of that.
I think they do. Chad Ruff, welcome to the Brew Crew, man. Welcome. I think for like New Year's, I got to look at the date here. I think I'm going to do, because I think New Year's falls on an odd day. So New Year's falls on New Year's Eve is a Friday this year.
Right.
So we're doing our New Year's stream next Wednesday, the 29th. We're going to push that stream back like an hour. It's going to be a later than normal stream if you're cool with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're going to try to have it like off the hinges.
Okay,
Like
that's cool.
that's going to be our New Year's last stream of the year. It's going to be off the hinges. Adventure FPV 199 super chat.
So it will start at 10 Eastern versus 9.
Yeah. We're going to start at 10 Eastern because I think that'll also give people a chance. What I always forget too is there's a lot of people out there in Cali that watch the show and they're like still working. You know, there's people that are still working in Cali and they're like, I want to have a beer. I can't drink because you start at 9. And I'm like, that's a good point. If I push it back 1 hour, you can drink.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yep. And what I didn't forget is that I reviewed the clause in my contract, and that's time and a half after 10 p.m.
Is it time and a half then?
Yeah. So you have to pay me time and a half after 10. So so the time and a half will be worthwhile because sometimes we go over just 5 minutes and that's just a few cents. But now if it's a whole hour, I mean, that's a difference maker, bro.
That is the difference maker, dude. That is. No, I think tonight's stream was absolutely good. Good conversation. Lot to talk about as the year is coming to a close, and as CES and the tech space is going to get heated up with new releases. Be interesting to see. Got some cool stuff. Hopefully, we get our hands on that Nano by next week. I would hope. I was trying to get like a video done before CES, but they just keep dicking around with that. So, but they updated the app and everything, but who knows? So I don't know what the hell's going on. What's going on? Swing for the ring. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. So, swing for the ring. So we'll call the stream as it is, man. I'm surprised it held up, dude. I'm really shocked because I'm literally tethering. I'm tethering off of a cell phone right now, and it's holding up. So this is crazy that my internet is still better than Paul Feinberg's. And it's off of a cell phone, dude. I'm in a cab and my internet's better than Paul Feinberg's.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Fly the Mini 2 considering buying one? Yeah, the Mini 2 is a good buy. I mean, still, I think that's a pretty cheap drone. That's actually a pretty good drone. Thanks, Brad Henderson, man. Appreciate it, man. Happy holidays, Dobo. Always look forward to your streams each week. Been a sub since the early days. He really has. He's been here since like 5,000 subscribers. So, Brad, I appreciate you, man. $25 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, he's been around for a long ass time, which is pretty cool.
Brad is a cool guy.
A lot of people have, which I think is pretty awesome. Like, and I know everybody who's been here since the early days. Gosh, man, when we were flying unique drones, long ass time ago. So. Let's see who else here.
The huge remotes.
No, that was the Unique Breeze, man.
Oh,
I started out flying the Unique Breeze, which was like a really tiny, crappy drone. That was like when DJI was all about the Spark and everything. The Unique Breeze, man, super shitty drone. I bricked one of those.
Oh, doing like an update?
No, just transferring video files because it had internal storage. It had 32 gigs of internal storage, and you'd have to connect it to your computer and transfer the files back from the unit. And somehow it bricked. It just had a corrupted file and it bricked. And then I had to send it into Unique. That was when Unique had support. Lon, when were you here, Lon? I see him over there. When were you here, Lon? When did you hit the subscribe button, Lon? Let's hear it. I know that's where he's going with this.
Yeah, he probably has an exact date.
I know he's probably got it cataloged. He'll probably have it cataloged. I know.
He can tell you what video he watched. Which comment?
Lon and I were going to the South Florida drone meetup, and then we're gonna sort of work our way down to the Florida Keys. Do some
Keys is a great spot.
I've never flew down there. I've never been down there in a long time. I live here. I never go down there. So I said to him, hey, you want to just sort of road trip, make like a giant like horseshoe? And he said, yeah, let's do it. So I think it'd be cool.
Dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I think it will be a cool little trip. I think it'd be fun. Weather in April should be really good. I mean, it was nice last year. Last year was March. They did the meetup, and it was pretty good. So, And I just want to go fast and bank. No loop or roll. You can do that, man. You can do that anything with that FPV, man. That's like Bob. Kebab FPV. He just flies super freaking fast, man. Like no roll, no flip, just fast. Fast and bank. Fast and bank. That's Bob. Kebab FPV. I think that style looks good though. See, I'm man up right now, your boys. Keys, you don't mind? I'll drive my own truck. Yeah, sure. More the merrier. And he did mention it to Billy Kyle. He did. But I mean, you know, Billy gonna want to take his Tesla, dude. We'll have to wait. You know, we have to wait for him. You know,
You got to charge up.
he's got to charge. You know how my brother just bought a Tesla today.
Which one did he get?
He bought a Model Y. So 2 out of 3 of my brothers are rocking the Teslas. So I'm the only one that is still not budging on electric. I don't know. I had an opportunity, but I think of how much I drive. Like I think of this trip today. I couldn't drive up here with a Tesla. There's no superchargers. You know, it's just too much of a risk. Too much of a risk. I wouldn't want to deal with that. It's too much of a hassle. I mean, they're cool cars, but he's flying in. Okay, well, if he's flying in, then we could just scoop him. That's fine. We'll just scoop him up. So that'll work. I'm looking at that battery. It's looking at 1%. I don't know if that's gonna clock out on me or what, Ed. Maybe it won't.
You're okay. You just came back. You just did a paw and you was frozen for a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just came back at 1%. I mean, you're at the you're living like the edge.
I'm at the bleeding edge. I mean, we made it a whole hour. I think it's gonna flip over to the next battery because it's got 2 batteries.
Okay.
Dobo should get the Cybertruck. That'd be interesting. A Cybertruck. If they're available.
And battery on that too is also the problem.
Yeah, the battery on this. But you know what it was like? I come up here and I'm looking because I always look at like where the superchargers are, and I'm just like, there are no superchargers like up here. Like you got to stop at the regular chargers, and that takes a long ass time. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. So I'll still rock fossil fuel for a little while. I'm okay with that. Sergio, Fly Zone Drones, welcome to the Brew Crew, man. Always good to see new members, dude. I love growing the Brew Crew. I gotta re-download the Discord shit. I gotta pay to have the Discord expanded too. I always forget about that. But all right, guys. Well, we're at 10:06. I figure we'll go ahead and call it. I get to sleep, dude. It's 10 o'clock. Been a long ass day. Eddie, you want to go ahead and play off the stream?
Yeah. Well, actually, you do that because I don't know which button to hit.
All right. I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Stay original.
I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this will.
Oh, this is good.
I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this will fly.